Pussy. She was getting dressed, so she was naked. Well,
now, are you naked too?
Something I'm selling on Facebook.
Do you see that? Bonnie Tyler, if you're listening to this podcast, as we talk on the phone when we poop, 3 people that I actually check the messages for. Garfield, an airplane flying into Mr. Obama. I survived the earthquake.
Their hustle is insane.
Talking to his wife mid-shit, blowing out of his ass and then out of his mouth at the same time.
Retarded. Because they're IVF babies. Recently, I ran out of deodorant.
Did you leave the house?
Invented by 2 doctors in Japan.
Well, I'm not going to kill him. Was that a fart? I would let him take that cigar and stick it anywhere he wanted to. Like, the story had like no plot, and she cuts out a piece of his lung.
Michael, that was disgusting. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Side Eye Society. I am host Christy Jones.
And I will always be Milo. How are you?
Oh my God. That was so unexpected. I thought you were singing the national anthem. I was about to stand up.
And the Rockets. Have you seen the guy who played, like, this was just at a hockey game. He did the national anthem on the bongos.
No, but why? Who approved that?
Insane. And like, I saw the interview of the hockey players that were talking about it because they asked the question. They were like, yeah, after we got through that, we like could lock in. But like, the guy was singing because he starts with the bongo solo and he's like, and then he starts singing along like as he's playing the bongos. Crazy.
That is something that would happen at a hockey game, I feel.
Yeah, right before the fight breaks out. Did you ever play the Donkey Kong bongo game on Nintendo 64?
Listen, if Nintendo 64 had a game, I played it.
Yeah, that was good. Do you remember the James Bond GoldenEye?
I played 007 a lot.
Oh, so good.
There's a character whose name was Pussy, and it was my cousin would always choose to be that character, and then she got in trouble one time.
Who got her in trouble?
Her own parents, when they saw her, and they said, "What is your character's name?" It was like a pre-chosen character.
Well, it's not her fault.
No,
also, like, God forbid a woman does anything.
Oh, its name was Pussy Galore.
Love that. Christy, speaking of love, I love that hat that you're wearing.
Read it to the class.
Get your kid away from me. Did you see that on did you get it from Instagram, TikTok?
It was a targeted ad, yes. And it hit the mark on the target.
Yeah. Don't you love it when that happens? And the comments were really funny too, because I could already hear the parents, but they were actually on our side. They were like, how do I get one that says, get my kid away from me? Because when I go on vacation, that's what I'm wearing.
No, literally. Oh my God. So I was a mom this past week.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, to a 5-year-old.
She really trusts you with that kid, huh?
She lets me take it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I even outsourced a babysitter as the babysitter.
Wow. That's like babysitterception.
But listen, they have mom's night out for a reason. And I said, I need to be
You said, I've had 36 hours of this. Mama needs a break.
I said, get your kid away from me.
I love that.
No, and I had a blast. But let me tell you what happened with this kid. The police may be coming.
What happened?
This is a story.
You threw her down the stairs?
No, not this time. So I'm actually in Atlanta at her house, at the kid in question's house. And we were having our girls' day that we do frequently. And her and I were in her bedroom she was getting dressed. So she was naked. Kids love to be naked. Okay. Well, it's a nice spring day outside. So
where this is going.
Separate from her getting dressed, the front door was open.
Okay.
To the house.
So there's just let me set the scene because I want to make sure I'm following. There's a naked 5-year-old in the home with you, doors wide open. You're a 36-year-old man for everybody who's listening, who hasn't watching this. Am I hitting the mark? Is this everything, all the facts?
Most of it, yes. So doors wide open. We don't think anything about it because we're back in her room getting dressed. Well,
now, are you naked too?
No, just the kid is naked. And,
right.
this is what makes for the really good story. You ready for this? So her mom had texted me. Her mom was at work and said, hey, I have someone coming to pick up something I'm selling on Facebook at sometime today. And I said, okay, I didn't think much about it. This was hours before this incident. Well, the child and I are back in her bedroom. I hear someone ring the doorbell, and it dawned on me who that person was. And I was like, oh. So the kid, as kids do, because they're annoying, goes running out, forgetting that the front door is open.
Naturally.
So this poor lady is just standing at the door trying to pick up her wall clock with her little $20 in her hand. And here comes a 5-year-old butt ass naked
You don't want your clock out around a naked 5-year-old.
You don't, because that's jail. But the lady, she was a mom, so I think that she kind of just like understood what was going on. But she kind of like looked at me weirdly, and then she was like, I think you said 20. And then I was like, oh, I'm not Casey. And she was like, so it was like confusing all around because she thought I was the person she'd been communicating with, but I wasn't. So I didn't know how much money to tell her that she owed. So it was like confusion all around.
You should have said it's 50 and then you could have pocketed the other 25.
Not much to think about. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so the lady goes on with her life. Then I turn around, I shut the door because at this point, and I'm about to get on to the child for not listening. So when the doorbell rang and I assessed what was happening, I said, don't run out there. She ran out there. But guess what?
She did?
I forgot in that moment that I have been a TikTok star. I've been doing my day in the lives.
Oh, yeah.
So my tripod and ring light are set up right there in the living room. The lady who came to the door not only saw the naked 5-year-old, but also my ring light and tripod set up.
Chrissy.
She thinks I work for Wayfair, and she
texted
the cops afterwards because what the hell? And it was like, there's like when you at their front door, you see into the living room. There was no scenario that she did not see it.
You know what? If she doesn't call the cops after that, shame on her.
My God, like what? My phone is like set up recording the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And I was just like,
Well, maybe she didn't think it was a big deal because you weren't naked too.
I don't know what's worse. But anyways, Wayfair, contact me. I've got some footage for you.
That's chaotic. Oh my God. Well, I feel sorry for the kid. I mean, she's probably having the time of her life.
I said that, and that's why you listen to adults.
Listen, I also have something, speaking of video, we are now in our second video episode. So you'll get to enjoy Christy's beautiful hat if you're actually watching. I also have a secret surprise for our viewers at home too. Christy, you're going to gag. You're going to love this. Not only is it a foot. Do you see that?
Jewelry on his toes.
Oh my God. Oh, and that cunty. Dominique got me those for Christmas and I'd never put them on. And I was just sitting over there. I broke like 3 of them trying to get on to fit around my little piggies.
One size fits most, not those things.
They're not meant for...
like literal, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like the chodiest looking feet.
Wow.
Well, am I allowed to say that?
I don't know.
They're just like short and stubby.
My mom used to call them hobbit feet.
Oh my God.
Feet. I'm going to incorporate that into my morning routine. Wake up, 4 a.m. Gotta hustle. Dip my face in cold water. Have you seen that guy?
What the fuck is that?
Oh my God.
It's not real, right?
First of all, he's so he's either the stupidest person or the smartest person.
The conversation's happening.
The conversation is happening. Whatever fucking bottle of water that he was using is now like, it's like SEO is spiked up.
I've never seen it before, but I will be buying it.
Right. Like, so this guy is either like, it infuriates me because it's like, this guy is either an idiot who has just like gotten fucking lightning in a bottle and now he's going to be fucking made for going viral, or he's so smart and he was just like, I have to play this idiot and then you were going to play into me in my palm of my hand.
So I work with a lot of people who are into the like self-help, self-improvement, life coaching world, which I just think is all like full of shit. It's honestly, it's a religion at this point. Mm-hmm. And I just don't buy it. There are people in this world that wake up every single day at 4:30 a.m. looking at you, Mark Wahlberg, and literally working out that hard and reading and digesting all this information and then going on a normal day and not going to bed till 10 at night.
That's crazy.
Like, not crashing throughout the day. I just don't buy it. Like,
well, it's because they're doing cocaine, probably.
And that's a good trade-off.
They're like ripping lines.
To get up at 4:30 if I could just be doing.
Well, that's the secret. I mean, to how bad does it? So I don't do cocaine. Like, how much does it?
Can you work out on cocaine? Because I feel like
you probably could. You'd probably be really good at it.
Yeah, but your heart would explode because your heart's already racing so fast. It's a
right. But does that mean you're burning extra calories? So maybe you wouldn't even have to like do like a hard workout. You just do like a little baby workout, but your heart thinks it's like you're running a marathon. You know?
I don't know, because I was on the opposite effect. I was on a beta blocker and I had to stop taking it because I wasn't getting enough splat points at Orange Theory.
Oh, you and your splat points.
Me and my splat.
You sure love to splat.
Oh, I be splatting everywhere, baby.
That's foul. I hate that. Whoever came up with that.
Splat, that's me. So fun fact, the splat at Orange Theory is the logo is a fat cell bursting. That's what they look like under a microscope when they burst.
I love that.
Yeah, and another fun fact is how your fat cells work. I learned this recently from an article that I read, that when you have a fat cell, it's obviously full of fat. And then as the cell shrinks from like a calorie deficit or whatever, it fills with water, which is where your water weight comes from until it fills all the way up with water and then it dissolves. So that's why like sometimes you gain weight and then lose a lot of weight, but really because your fat comes out in your pee. But basically like you drink a lot of water, which helps those fat cells dissolve. And then once it releases water. So sometimes if you're like, losing weight rapidly, you're peeing a lot, you're peeing all your fat out.
Peeing all your fat out. You heard it here first. Dr. Jones.
My friend texted me and told me that her daughter, her BMI is 11. I said, skinny?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, like
I know what your BMI is, but I don't know anything about the BMI.
So like
scale.
you're fat as fuck if you're over like 35. The healthy range is like 20. And like I think 29 and up is like fat, and then like above 33 it's like obese, and above 35 it's like Tammy and Amy from.
But isn't like BMI because that's not I know it's not a good indicator though, because like I am somebody who works out frequently, and I have always like I am a lot sturdier and weigh a lot more than you think just by looking at me. And so like my BMI, what'd you say? What? My BMI says that I'm like obese or overweight, and I'm like, I'm not.
So doctors have like, they use BMI as like a generalization. Like it's not anything to take.
I love to generalize.
Me too. But it's more so like a guide, but no doctor is going to be like, you have to lose weight because your BMI is whatever. Like they're going to look at your actual like muscle to fat percentage.
The greatest songs of all time. Bonnie Tyler, if you're listening to this podcast, you did your big one with that. Yeah, we know you are, Bonnie Tyler. That's my pick for our first guest is Bonnie Tyler.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
What a life.
I have to tell everyone something. Me and Michael have reached a pivotal part in our relationship. And I don't even think he knows it. I think we're at the peak of our relationship, and it's taken us many a year to get here.
It's because we talk on the phone when we poop now?
No, we've done that for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we were also married at one point.
We were married at one point. Some people won't let that joke go.
Well, it wasn't a joke to me, but fuck my drag, I guess.
He's with some people. Haven't caught on. You don't even know that we're doing this. I think you're doing it subconsciously. But anyways, guys, everyone, drum roll. We are watching the TikToks that we send each other. And I can't believe we both started doing it at the same time. Historically, Michael and I have never watched the TikToks that we send each other ever. And it's like a bit that we do. And I don't do it really on purpose. I just don't do it.
That's because
why I don't do it for years. But I want you to tell me why you used to not watch mine.
Because I get so many. And if it's funny,
everyone, we have Mr. Popular here.
If it's funny, you'd text it to me. Like if I open my TikTok inbox right now, I probably have easily 600 like messages. There are like 3 people that I actually check the messages for because it's our only form of communication. What
does your assistant say about this? You're just so busy. So
yeah,
I just figured you'd
I just like I can't manage it. It's hard. But no, a lot of them, like I spend so much time on TikTok, used to spend so much time on TikTok that I had like likely seen it all by the time you get it to me, you know?
Okay. Funny you say that because I had been in communication with your brother about a really funny TikTok about our favorite inside joke, 9/11. And I sent it to him, and then you sent me the TikTok that I already sent him like 3 days before.
Was it about the Garfield one?
The Garfield one.
Did you see the news report?
Hilarious.
Oh my God. So there's this Etsy shop owner in Australia who created this shirt that was Garfield in the shape of an airplane flying into 2 upright lasagnas, like the Twin Towers. I forget what I think it says, Mr. Garfield, there's been another lasagna or something. So stupid.
It says 9/11. Yeah, I want 911 lasagna.
So stupid. But the gag is that these morons were like targeting. It wound up getting targeted to people who had lost like loved ones in the terrorist attacks. How, God, like.
Wait, it's just so what's so funny about 9/11
so she was on the news. Okay,
is the fact that it was like the worst thing to ever happen, like super tragic, and like you can't even talk to a boomer without them crying, rightfully so. But millennials and Gen Zs have turned it into a rotating joke.
Oh my God!
And every millennial and Gen Z thinks it's like the funniest. Like, really, I text my friends sometimes and I'll be like, 9/11, make a wish.
Oh my God, Ronnie does that.
Well,
and like
him, but
our family fucking like lived through it back up there. Like we've got our like cousins who are like firemen and police officers who are still dealing with like PTSD and shell shock from that shit. And Ronnie's just like 9/11, make a wish.
I've been to Ground Zero like multiple times, and every time it's like very sad and somber. And I do, like, full transparency, politically correct, I do have a lot of respect, and like it is a heartbreaking thing. But it is funny to me how like Gen Zs and like our generation has just turned it into the funniest running joke.
It's so memeable. Do you remember that one lady that she was? I think it may have actually been in Egypt. This Egyptian woman, and she was on the news, and she was like, "Mr. Obama, are you forget what happened 11 September?" And it was like, I quote that to myself 6 times a day.
Oh my God. Well, whenever something crazy happens, I always say, Mr. President, hit the second tower.
Yeah, right. Or like if you slayed something, oh girl, you hit the Pentagon with that one. And then it's like 6 people in a boardroom like turning and like looking at me.
And it's like the biggest tragedy ever. We're like the laugh out loud funny.
Cut scene to me being escorted out of my office in my Louboutins and muumuu by security.
So Michael and I were in New York one time, and there was an earthquake, and it was like the worst thing ever. It was like very annoying because everyone was getting the alerts at different times. So like imagine the entire island.
9 million people getting their iPhones going off in a chorus.
So literally the earthquake happens. People are like texting us, checking on us. We're like, we didn't even know there was an earthquake. I thought that was Michael like blowing up the bathroom again.
Oh my God.
We are out and about, y'all, not even like, this is no exaggeration. An hour later, we're walking by a souvenir shop, and it's like, there's t-shirts that they're selling.
I survived the earthquake.
New York earthquake. And it happened like an hour before that. And I was like, these New York people, their hustle is insane.
On another level, since we're talking about blowing up the bathroom, I have to talk to you about something absolutely serious. This gets the side eye award for this week for me. Why?
Not only is Michael starting an award, but he's also giving the first award to himself.
No, not to me. I'm giving this side eye award out. This is a negative thing. This is the opposite of a reward. This is a 9/11. This is a punishment. The people who will talk, first of all, talking on the phone with somebody in the bathroom, talking in the bathroom in general, like I'm kind of weird about because I'm like
talking public or like
no public toilet. Public toilet. Okay, but there is a special place in hell reserved for the people, specifically the men who will be on the phone blowing up the fucking bowl and like talking to their like girlfriends or spouses. Are you kidding me? I had to listen to this guy fucking like talking to his wife mid shit, blowing out of his ass and then out of his mouth at the same time. It was horrid. Why are you doing that? You're an animal. I can see this story is riveting to you.
Well, I just really hate public bathrooms. Like it's a phobia of mine. So anytime someone talks about public bathrooms, I just kind of like, I have to like cancel.
So gross. Do you foot flush?
I would never, I really can't even talk about them. It's like a legit phobia for me. If it's not my bathroom, I'm foot flushing. Yeah. I will avoid a public bathroom. I'll get a UTI before I pee in a bathroom. I like avoid it at all costs.
Oh, you really don't go. I know where every bathroom is in every establishment.
Trust me, I've been on vacation with you.
But it's like a sixth sense. I just like know where it is. I could just like walk into a building and be like, bathroom back left. First time there.
Can we believe what Kanye tweeted about? Okay.
That was insane. First of all, this man's lost his goddamn mind. Like he's going crazy.
If you don't know, Beyonce and Jay-Z's youngest kids, Rumi and Sir, which I'm pretty sure are the names of Lisa Vanderpump's restaurants, they were IVF babies. Great. Yeah. Obviously, Beyonce couldn't be ruining her body just carrying around kids, so they went with science. They can shit money. It's fine. Kanye is mad at Jay-Z, and so they tweeted that their kids were retarded because they're IVF babies, which is like literally insane.
That's so stupid.
Here is the thing. I don't think that Kanye thinks that. I think Kanye is way too smart to think something like that. I think Kanye knows that saying something that crazy is going to get him the attention that he's seeking, because every time he does it, look what happens here.
I used to think Kanye was like playing the long game like that. I actually think he's legitimately like insane. I think he's had like a mental break from reality, and that
definitely a mental break from reality. But I think that he knows right from wrong.
No, I don't think he does at this point. And I think the reason I'm saying that is because Kim could get his kids taken away from him. Like if he's proving to be like unsafe and like deranged and like an unfit parent, he could lose custody rights. And I think that any sane person.
He had the song North in a song with Diddy.
That's crazy. I didn't see that.
That's disgusting. He was making a song for Diddy's oldest kid, like King or Throne or something. I don't know. And he added North to the song. So now North is like appearing in the song with freaking Diddy right now. Like that's bananas. And then crazy. Kim had to stop a custody meetup because Kanye was having the Tate brothers come over.
That's so weird. Kim's kind of weirding me out too, though. Like, honestly, with her like robot fetish with Tesla, like I'm all about robots, but her with the Cybertrucks, like Elon Musk is the nastiest, most disgusting garbage human being on the face of the planet. Like he really just is. And like it's weird that she's got this whole like fanboy behavior about his products. It's kind of,
I will say
strange.
Elon knows a little something that we don't know because he is the richest man to exist. So God knows something.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I don't think that that's an accomplishment that I would base his morality or intelligence off of.
Intelligence, yes. Morality, no. Because I mean, you got to eat your way to the top. We all know.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he did.
You got to be some.
I mean, yeah, he's the richest man on the planet. Like, did you see Donatella Versace is stepping down?
Not the Versace.
Versace. Have you seen her ALS ice bucket challenge from back in the day?
Yes. Also, so one of my
video.
friends just stayed at the Versace mansion last week
in Miami.
Yeah, and I would. By friends, I mean Leo Skeppy. But what happened?
Did you see what apparently just happened with him in Vegas?
No. What did he do?
I just read an article. So apparently he got arrested in Vegas. Don't know if this is true or not.
Why, Leo? I just talked to him.
Yeah. Well, apparently he got arrested in Vegas because he was involved in some sort of like money laundering scheme. This, I literally just saw a TikTok about it. It's probably fake. No idea. Don't want to spread that rumor. But I know you're all up in his business, so I was curious if...
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, Leo is like one of my really, really good friends. And he's also like a TikTok like influencer creator. Y'all should look him up and follow him. But there are a lot of rumors I've seen that he is like part of the Albanian mafia. But apparently in Albania, if you're a man, you are part of the mafia, like from birth. They just like hand you an AK when you come out of the womb. So I don't know.
Have you seen the theory about like the Albanian mafia? Like that's why there's this whole theory about why Dua Lipa, BB Rexha, and Rita Ora are like props from the Albanian mafia to like embed themselves in the pop music industry. It's crazy. I have no idea if that's true or not. Again, I saw it on TikTok. It sounds very far-fetched. Albanian mafia, apologies if this is incorrect information. Please do not come for me. I'm sure you guys are all very nice.
We do have listeners in France. Oh my God, did I tell you that I accidentally ruined my day?
Wait, hold on. Shout out to our listener in France, though. Our listeners in France. We are international, honey. We are international.
Yeah. So whoever's listening to us in France, we love you. You are actually our favorite insider because
there were times when
crazy happened.
What happened?
So recently I ran out of deodorant and I didn't realize I ran out of deodorant until
I wouldn't leave the house. Did you leave the house?
Can you just wait? So I ran out. I didn't like run out. I just didn't have enough, like as much as I wanted to like coat these bad boys. Anyways, I leave the house. I go to the gym and but the gym is fine. Cause like, you're not really next to anyone at Orange Theory that like, you're going to smell unless you're a boy, and girls don't sweat as much as boys. So anywho, I'm leaving the gym, and side note to this, Michael and I have a shared notes where we share ideas throughout the week about the pod. And I get out of the gym, I check my phone, I look at my phone, it says Michael's added a note. I open it up, it says people who don't wear deodorant to the gym. And I said, Michael, could you smell me all the way from Atlanta? And how did you know? That's
also worthy of a side-eye award or punishment, consequence, because it's a real thing. People who like the no deo crowd at the gym, it's disgusting. Like, you stink and we all have to smell that.
Girl, you stink. Take a bath.
Girl, you stink. So kill yourself.
Wait, Chrissy Teigen is still canceled because she told a girl to kill herself in 2010.
Good.
But that's how everyone talked in 2010. So
yeah, like honestly, I'm pretty sure I would still pop off with like a kill yourself if somebody like actually came at me. Like if like I'm not arguing with you in the comments of anything. No. Like you're gonna correct you. God forbid you hit me with the asterisk like there. I'm telling you to kill yourself. So I'm handing you the gun. You know
that's going viral right now, and it like makes me want to use a gun on myself because I'm like, what? I stop liking it. Like it's over. The jig is up. Like the comment's funny. We get it. Move on.
Oh, you keep getting notifications?
Yes, and it's so annoying. And I'm just like, but also, let me tell you, I've been on my TikTok-ish. It's really fun. Like, literally, I just keep posting whatever comes to my mind. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to post this. And I don't give a rat's ass about it.
I love
and
that.
So I just do it. Okay, I want to tell you why I ruined my day.
Okay, tell me. It
was the grossest thing ever. Like, literally, I feel like you probably think the same thing that I think about this. I cannot stand it. I accidentally came in contact with a microfiber cloth, and it like I gagged, I threw up, I spit up everywhere. It was so fucking nasty. I thought it was a regular towel. It was microfiber. When I say my entire body
recoiled,
it was so bad.
That's disgusting. There are certain things that I like. It's sensory overload. Microfiber cloth is one of them.
Who invented them?
The same people who probably, death to all of them. The same people who probably invented the blankets on airplanes, because they're made out of like the same material. If you've ever like had one, it's like the kind of, you could have nothing on your, like no cuticles, like, or anything, but like you put your hand on it, it's like snatching everything up and back. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. So they were invented by 2 doctors in Japan, which is why now I can confirm why Japan has the highest suicide rates.
Bomb them. Oh, again.
Like, they have that suicide forest.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Would you go to it? Is it bad to like do that as like a tourist thing?
Remember Logan Paul did and Jake Paul? And they got canceled for a year.
Mm-hmm. They're like, that's so disrespectful.
Good, like, comeback, obviously. They're super successful now. But they went... But apparently that forest is like known for that behavior.
Well, how about if you don't want people looking at your dead body, don't leave it out in the woods?
Seems like a simple solution.
I,
on one hand, would love that. Like, that's literally all I've ever wanted, is for people to gather around me as I rotate. We gotta stop. I do want to shout out
what?
Mina.
What did Mina get a shout out for? Mina always gets shout outs. He's the top dog.
Okay, well, you should everyone to know that literally we have this editor, our producer, that has to deal with a lot from us. And the poor thing, we say things that doesn't even make the cut because they're so incredibly outrageous.
Offensive.
Yeah. So the poor thing has to listen to us and cut it out. So anyway, shout out Mina. He is literally the best podcast producer ever. And we love him and that he deals with our shenanigans all the time and that he has to listen to us. Shout out Mina.
Yeah, he's brilliant and love working with him. He's our favorite for real.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, marry, kill. George Washington, George Bush.
Oh boy. I'd probably rather marry like George Bush because I feel like he's close to death and I'm pretty sure he's wealthy. Also, like the Bush girls, I feel like would be fun to have as stepkids, you know?
Yeah, Hagar Bush. Is that her name? Jenna Bush Hagar, whatever her name is. George Bush actually is funny as fuck. Like
he's funny.
The inauguration.
Chelsea Handler. So I've been reading a lot of Chelsea Handler books lately.
And she's friends with Jenna.
And she's friends with the Bush girls. And they had a cameo in one of the
Maybe
books.
Not the Bush girls. That sounds like a lesbian like roller derby.
Those big Bush girls.
Yeah, that sounds like a lesbo roller derby. Yeah. Whatever.
What would be your lesbian roller derby name? I asked you what kind of lesbian you would be the other day. Yeah. So don't say that word. There's studs, there's butches, there's lipsticks, femmes, stems. So a lipstick and a femme are kind of like the same thing. It's just like a pretty girly, like hyper femme lesbian. A stem is kind of like, it's like more of a just like obviously like a woman who likes her femininity, but is a little bit more of maybe a tomboy, a little bit like less like dialed up. Like she's wearing the pantsuit.
Actually, I don't know because my favorite lesbian couple on TikTok broke up and they didn't tell anyone what happened or why. And it was like, they were like so in love. So we thought, and were so funny. And then they just randomly broke up and then didn't say a word to anyone. Is
there a breakup? I know you literally just said this one. Is there a breakup that is still rattling you that you're still like, I need to know what fucking happened?
It's really funny that you say that because right now the drama is unleashing in my hometown about a couple. I have to be really ominous when I talk about this, but there's a couple who's been together forever, like for very long. And he recently alluded to the breakup on social media. And everyone, when I tell you, freaked the fuck out because it was like, what? And I would literally pay money to find out what happened and why it happened. They've been together since we were in high school.
Being nosy.
And they are not married, but here we are 15 years later and they break up. So it's like
that's crazy. That's crazy. There's another one that's like more local to Atlanta that I'm like still like I need to know what happened. And it's that morning show. Him and his ex-fiance. I don't know what happened.
Oh, yes. But, so I was creeping on her recently because she lives in the town that I grew up in. And she's engaged now.
Well, good for her. She bounced back. I felt bad for her daughter. And then also, like, this fucking idiot, like, got rid of his dog for her, too, which I'm like, it's so stupid. Like, you never get rid of the dog. Like, anybody who would, like, rehome an animal that's, like, older and has like a family because somebody's not dying dead or like terminal is such a monster.
So I found out some information recently that has left me shook that I didn't know about. This came across my desk recently. We all know about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember the scandal like when it happened. Like, I remember my mom talking about it, and it was like the craziest thing to like break the news. And
wasn't she fat back then?
No. I think you're thinking of Rosie O'Donnell.
No, the actress who played her in A True American Crime Story was kind of big.
Really?
Yeah, I think she was a little heavy.
Oh.
Anyway.
I did not know that. Okay, well then you might know more about it than I do if you knew that. Do you know how old she was when this happened?
She was young, right? She was like, I don't think not yet 20.
She was 22, which like literally to me was the most shocking thing of information. Because I always thought this bitch was like 30 or something.
No,
like,
she was young.
How? First of all, what the hell are you doing in the White House that young? Like at 22 years old?
Right.
I would never have security clearance to be in a White House at 22. Right. She's like a press secretary or something. And then you were just given the president.
Yeah, I would.
Well, duh.
Not the current one, but like I would.
I wouldn't say no.
Like if the president was like, hey, I got this cigar. I want to stick it up inside you. I would be like me, Michael the man. Not if I was like, obviously, I mean, he's the leader of the free world and you're a 20-year-old woman. Like there is obviously a power dynamic at play, like whether she wanted to or she didn't want to, like he took advantage of her and that's not fucking cool. Yeah. Me being an absolute dumbass. Was that a fart?
No.
I would let him take that cigar and stick it anywhere he wanted to because I would be like, I fucked the president.
Yeah, so the whole thing, like the fact that she had to go through like all the scrutiny of people calling her like a whore and all that, 22 is insane.
Oh, it's crazy.
Whatever. But I found that out and I was like, what the hell? Also, did you know that Barbara Walters, Martin Luther King Jr., and Anne Frank were all born in the same year?
I did know that.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? You want me to blow your mind even more?
Is it going to be Leonardo da Vinci?
No. What about Leonardo da Vinci?
No, you tell me.
He was Italian. Mona Lisa. What about him?
No, you tell me.
What year was Nintendo founded?
Oh, I don't know.
Just guess.
I can't. Like
it was in the 1800s. Isn't that crazy?
Actually, I didn't know that.
Well, what about Leonardo da Vinci?
No, I meant Pablo Picasso.
Oh, yeah. He was...
Okay, so Michael knows all the fun facts, everyone. Yeah. He's the smartest person in the room.
I told you, I am chronically online. I know everything.
Okay.
I finished that book, by the way, the one about the space lesbians. It was giving Mormon, to be honest, but like was very entertaining. And then I read another one that was about these two guys in an insane asylum. And one of them was dying of dementia, but he was an amazing storyteller. And he was like trying to pass on his life's work to this other younger guy. And the younger guy was like, don't leave. Like the story had like no plot, but was just the most amazing like storytelling in dialogue. So that was good. And now I'm reading one that's like about this woman whose son dies, and then she cuts out a piece of his lung and then like grows it into like a monster. And it's crazy. That whole family gay as hell too. It's just wild. But that's the literary adventure I'm on right now.
So that reminds me, I do have to share that I am officially better than everybody else.
Go on.
I now put my phone down at 8:00 and don't pick it back up until I wake up in the morning, and I read to fall asleep now.
That is such a good like recipe for a good night's sleep. So
yeah, because I've been having trouble sleeping. Mm-hmm. And then I thought to myself, well,
it's because of the spasms.
This bright ass screen 3 inches away from my eyeballs that holds like literally all of the world's information can't be helping the situation by any means. And one of my friends is doing a 30-day screen fast with her church, and she's cut out like all screens. So
that is the worst sentence I think I've ever heard.
So it's basically like no like mindless screen. So like no TV. She can't do like any social media, no mindless scrolling. It's really like you're just using your phone for direct communication and that's it. The thought of going to sleep without a TV on is enough to literally send me to a mental institute.
Oh, I don't do that.
I just simply cannot.
I can't sleep with the TV on.
I know, but I have to. Like my brain races too much and it's nothing like
races.
Why do you think we stay in shape? But anyways, I've been putting my phone down, reading to fall asleep with a Kindle, granted, but it's still, it's not like.
So is that like, does it have light like coming off of it?
It has like a really low level of light. So I have the Paperwhite because obviously I have to have the best of the best. I have the Paperwhite, which is like the easier one to read. It's like easier on the eyes and it's like backlit a certain way. So it's supposed to be good. But I fall asleep like immediately with it. And I started a new book last night that I really like so far.
What's it called?
It's called, I don't know. That's not my business. I just saw it on TikTok and downloaded it. I was like immediately into it. It's some kind of thriller. So I'm learning what happened. But as like a person who reads a significant amount of time, I'm like bad about making time for it, and I will choose either like TikTok or book.
Yeah.
TikTok wins every time.
TikTok wins every time. But I will say, like, when TikTok got banned and knowing that it's going to get banned again, that's what like pulled me away. And I feel like I've traded like one hyperfixation addiction for another, but this one just happens to be better for my brain.
Yeah. And I really do enjoy reading. I just am not going to make
it's fundamental.
Yeah. So, but next on my list to do is learn how to read the book. And then once I learn how to do that, baby will be unstoppable. But let me tell you, if once like summer comes, I go to the gym in the mornings just because it's better. Like whatever, I'm usually busier in the summer. Once I start going to the gym in the mornings and put my phone down at 8 p.m. the night before,
unstoppable.
It will tell me
like a boulder rolling down the hill to a picnic where a family of 4 is eating and now gets crushed.
I have a new way to rank all my friends.
What is it? Penis size? Boob size?
No. Something that everyone can participate in.
Okay.
No matter their gender assigned at birth.
Okay, woke.
It is, I determine our ability to get along based on if I would win in a game of chicken against them.
Oh, okay. Do me.
Yes.
Do you think you'd beat me at chicken?
I'm talking like in the car, driving. Chicken.
Not like in the pool.
No, I'm not getting in a pool.
Wait. I would agree. You'd win at chicken.
I don't know, like driving 2 cars, driving towards each other. First one to move is the chicken.
We would go the same way. I feel like I don't feel like that story ends well for us at all.
No, like your instinct is to like veer right, but both of us would veer right. And it would be you veering into me.
Oh,
like
man.
I would have gone right. Yeah, so I only have like a handful of people that come to mind that I know for a fact. Okay, so my best friend, I know for a fact that we would just crash into each other because either one of us would ever pull away, like at all. So I know that we would probably just crash. But I have other friends, I'm like, they would come really, really close. Ultimately, I probably would beat them because I'll do anything to prove a point, and I will crash my car to prove a point. But that's how I decide how I like you. Is if I can win a game. If I can't win a game of chicken against you, then I don't like you.
Wow. And then you're just cut out.
You're done.
You're done. It's insane.
Aliens visit planet Earth.
Oh, where have I heard this before?
Well, bring it on.
Is it the first thing on my list?
This is open mic. We're opening it.
Well, go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay, so I want to pin this question to everyone that I thought of all of my own from my own brain and no one else's brain. It is aliens visit planet Earth. You have 3 people to introduce them to who have to convince them to save the planet.
Bad Baby, Hulk Hogan, Greta Thunberg. But
that would be good.
Greta Thunberg is violently high.
Bad Baby, they would think is one of them.
She'd be like,
she definitely
you ain't going to destroy my planet. Catch me outside the mesosphere. How about that?
She glows in the dark for sure. I know it.
What does that even mean? She glows in the dark.
Don't you think she glows in the dark?
What does she smell like?
Like if you turn the lights off, you can still see Bad Baby.
I love her so much.
She's the new Bloody Mary.
She's like standing there in the mirror.
Yeah.
I love Danielle Bregoli. I love me some Danielle Bregoli.
She was at the Hawks game yesterday, and
She was also at Oxford, apparently, in like 20 something. She got invited to speak at a lecture in Oxford.
The world's oldest
brainy. That predates the Mayan civilization or the Aztec Empire. Isn't that crazy?
Predates a lot. Okay, my 3 would be Kris Jenner.
Oh, she'd be good.
Gronk and Britney Spears.
Now, is Gronk is a football player?
Gronk is the football player.
I saw him helping somebody jump their car the other day.
Gronk?
Yeah, on TikTok.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life.
No.
Scary.
I don't think we run in the same circles.
Gronk is like literally the typical football player that like every time he got hit, a brain cell died. And so he's just always like, yeah.
Wow.
But he's hilarious. Like he goes to the roast and stuff, like the Comedy Central roast, and he's so funny, but he's the butt of like every like dumb jock joke.
Football players are notoriously kind of brain dead though.
Yeah, it's called CTE.
No, I think it's just being like dumb.
Yeah, it's called CTE.
But yeah, there's that too. Like, remember Simone
I started
Biles'
on
husband?
this segue to talk about something that's happened to you.
My concussion. Didn't you send me? You were playing a concussion themed game.
Was
the
I?
kids were doing. They were like smashing their heads together.
Oh,
it was at
yeah.
some museum.
I was with my pseudo daughter, and we were at the Children's Discovery Museum, and they were showing the ranks of head trauma. Like, it was actually. Wait a second, I have something to say.
You saw what I went through.
So,
you saw it wasn't any joke.
We went to this children's museum. I learned so much. Also learned I don't know how to read. She was like asking me to read things out loud because she obviously can't read. She's freaking 5. Y'all.
Well, you could have made it up.
No, because there was a crowd behind me. And so we got to the word.
You're sitting there sweating.
Michael, I was sweating. They were talking about the little things that are like on the inside of your throat that
tonsils,
called, like,
adenoids,
something with an A.
Adenoids.
News to me, because I was like trying to read it, and she was like, "Why are you reading so slow?" I was like, "You don't shut the fuck up." Like that.
I only remember that. I only know what they are, or what those are, because Evan and Nikki. You remember Evan and Nikki?
Yeah.
They had them removed. Evan or Nikki. I don't remember which one.
Well, anyways, I learned a lot. If you guys want to go, if you need to learn something, go to the Children's Museum, because I was like shocked by these things I was learning. They also have this really cool thing of like how the digestive system works. And I didn't know that when you throw up, it's only considered throw up if it did not reach to your stomach. If it reached to your stomach, then it's considered something else. Don't ask me what it is considered.
Where the hell did it go? What do you mean?
So technically it's only throw up if it hasn't been digested into your stomach. If it's already reached your stomach, then it's not, and it gets bile mixed into it, then it's not throw up anymore. It's called something else. But what you're throwing up is usually not been in your stomach.
Then where has it been?
On its way to your stomach, and you throw it up before that.
That's crazy, because sometimes like I'll wake up like after.
So if
whatever.
you have bile in it, that means that it's gone through your stomach, and now it's coming all the way back up. So that's really bad to have bile. Have you
ever been to the Bodies exhibit?
No.
I have, but I'm not allowed to go back.
What happened?
I can't talk about it. It's an ongoing investigation.
You brought it up.
Let's just say let's not. Go ahead.
I have 2 gripes.
Grapes of wrath?
Gripes. I have a gripe.
Gripes. What is it?
First, actually, I have multiple gripes. First one.
I was going to say, that's a low amount for you.
It keeps happening to me that I get into an Uber in Nashville, and the Uber driver does not have any music on, and it's silent. Like, so silent I can hear my thoughts, which is never a good thing. And it's so weird. And I literally wrote down this note at like 1 a.m. the other night. I was coming home in an Uber, because I was like, what? Like, it's not like 1 or 2 times. Like, every time without fail I get into an Uber in Nashville, the music is off and the person's just driving. And I'm like, are you going to drive me off a cliff? Like, why are we not listening to anything?
I mean, sometimes I feel like silence is better than their shitty music, because sometimes it is really shitty music.
True.
Like, there is some shit music that these people are listening to.
Yeah. My second gripe is it's one of those things that's kind of like a double-edged sword. So it's happening now more so that I live in Nashville, and I live in like such a industry-based city. When you have friends in the industry, is like, which one do you choose? Okay, so like we got invited to go to a show the other night from a friend. And I feel like when a friend invites you to their show, it should be free. Like, right? Like they should get you tickets, they should get you passes. But on the other hand, you are supposed to be supporting
You're supporting them, right?
Their art. So like you should be buying the ticket to support them and like whatever. But this has happened to me multiple times, like with my singer-songwriter friends, that they're like, hey, do you want to come to my show? And I'm like, yeah, drop the ticket. But also I know like they want me to buy the ticket.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, I mean, it's like, because it's like if you had a friend who was a stylist, right, or like an artist, like, and you know that's how they make their money,
right?
You know, you're not going to do it for free. Like they might, if you're going there to help them, like you know, it's like okay, well, carry the fucking guitar and like you'll get your ticket.
Yeah. So I've noticed like
sounds like you're a bad friend.
If it's a sold out show, they'll usually be like, I can get you a ticket, like, and I don't have to pay for it, which is really nice. But if it's not sold out, they'll be like. The ticket link. But I'm like, I want to support you, yes. But on the other hand of that, I'm only going because you're my friend. Like I wouldn't naturally be going.
Like to be honest, your music is ass.
Yeah. So like I'm coming to support you. My presence is a present. That's all you need. But it also like when I was younger and I had friends who like worked in the restaurant industry, like when I'd go like see them at work and you have to like tip them more because they're your friend. But it should be the opposite. Like
but they would give you free drinks and free food. Like that's always the case when I go.
Wow. No. Okay. What kind of friends do you have?
They want me to keep coming back, honey. They want me to keep coming back. Actually, I went to a bar like around here, and the bartender I actually was somebody that I went to high school with, and we were like, I know, and we like were like looking at each other for a second, and she was like, I know you, and then in the recesses of my brain recalled this woman's first and last name, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, and she's like, I remember you. And I was like, tequila soda, extra lime. And she handed it to me. And then she was like, you don't have to pay me. And I was like, girl, if you don't give me something to tip you on, Miss Mama, because I know times are tough. And I tipped her like $10, $15.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you just wouldn't have happened to know her, then you could have saved yourself $10.
Yeah, but I would have paid... I probably would have paid $10 for the drink anyway, but like I would much rather give her a tip, you know, than like pay for some shitty, because you know at these straight bars, girl, they don't be, you know, like, can we talk about the difference between a straight pour and a gay pour?
Let's
like that limp wrist pour will have you fucked up. My
first experience at a gay bar, I was like, I've been roofied.
Girl, no, that's just the drink.
So I feel like the drinking hierarchy is like beers, wine, ciders, then you get into liquor, then you get to like hard liquor, and then you get into like Bacardi 151, and then you go to a gay bar.
All right, then there's gasoline, jet fuel, battery acid, a gay bar.
If you want the biggest bang for your buck, pregame at a gay bar, one drink,
it's always so cheap too. It's like, okay, like here's your vodka, splash of soda, $5.
No, the last time I went to a gay bar with you, oh my God, speaking of, last time I went to Blake's or 10, whichever, in Atlanta, I had one drink and I said, I gotta go home. I've got to go.
Even the drinks at the Abbey were not like, they were super strong out in LA. And I was surprised because that's like a big well-known bar.
Yeah.
So like I thought maybe they'd be a little bit more chintzy.
I just uploaded footage about this, but it's so funny how my mom, who is like the least like homophobic or racist person ever, I mean, look at me, she's obviously not racist, says things in public where I'm like, hey, we're in public. And she was talking about going to the parade in June or October, whatever it is.
October.
And she kept saying, we're going to gay pride. And she kept saying, we're going to gay pride and blah, blah, about gay pride. And I said, I think you can just say pride. And she was like, well, yeah, but like, it's like for the gays. And I was
it's for the gays. It's like, well, people know what you're saying when you say gay pride.
Yeah, and I feel like when you say gay pride, like, and she doesn't mean it like this at all, but I feel like when she says gay pride, it's like reverse. Like,
yeah. Well, that's what it used to be called. Like people would call it gay pride. Like that's what the gay pride festival.
Yeah.
Now it's just like Pride Fest.
Yeah. It just seems, or she'll be like, and that black woman, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, can we?
Was that relevant to the story?
No.
I mean, I think it's a very human thing to do. I think
it's no shade, no tea.
I do it.
I love to do. I mean, I'm doing it like to be a bitch, but I actually have had to correct someone that I'm close to on that because it won't be relevant to the story. They're just like saying, and it's not like anything against them, but they've corrected the behavior since. But I was like, I don't care if you say it, but you're gonna say it to the wrong person, and you're gonna have an issue.
Sometimes I let I am the first person to throw my hand up and be like, I'm a very progressive individual. Like I try not to let like the wokeness get in the way of like somebody. I'll paint you a picture. Like I'll be describing somebody, right? Like it's like we're at a grocery store and like I'm like telling you to look over there at some person, and you're like, oh well, you know, like. What person is it? And I'm like, oh, the person wearing like the jeans. And you're like, okay, there's like 5 people wearing jeans over there. Oh yeah, but she's got the painted nails. And it's like, okay, well yeah, there's like 6 people with like painted nails over there. Like it would just eliminate so much confusion to just say, oh, it's the Asian woman, you know?
So I feel like in that sentence, that's
it's like, cause it's a descriptor, right?
Identifying them. Yeah. But if you're talking about someone and you're like, oh, that Asian lady, blah, blah, and the other person wasn't there. They don't need to know like what race she was, then it's like, are you racist? Like, why are you saying that?
Or if you're like describing somebody and you're like, oh, like, you know, like what's she like? Or like, what does she look like? And I'm like, oh, she's got really pretty hair, great bone structure. And it's like, I feel like I'm describing like all of these things like around somebody instead of just saying like, oh, like she's like a fierce black woman, like looks gorgeous, you know?
Also, I know that like old people are just so bad about doing like the Chinese accent at a nail salon. Oh, wait, not me being racist, the Vietnamese accent at a nail salon. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like that is so annoying.
So bad.
And like, remember Angela, what's her last name? The comedian, like had that whole, like, what?
Bonquiqui.
Yeah, but whatever. Angela
the crystal
Johnson.
Gel. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, God, she would really get canceled immediately.
Listen, let's segue because there are a whole, like that was a moment in time. And I'm not going to sit here and say that wasn't funny because it was funny. But like there is a whole genre of films, movies, skits that they could never get away with today.
Ever.
It's kind of lost to the ages.
I love watching old movies and like old things. Actually, something so funny. I watch a lot of $1 Million Listing, and it's it's a show that's been on for a long time, or like Selling New York or whatever. And I can always tell what year, like the differentiation, because they'll either refer to it as the master bedroom
or the primary.
And I'm like,
I don't understand what the hesitation is to say master bedroom. Is it slavery?
It's performative activism at the peak. So the internet decided that they called it the master bedroom in slave times, which is not true. It's been debunked time and time again.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, because it's like you think of like Master Jones. Yeah, your bedroom. I think of
actually.
Yeah, or Lady Jo. Like that's what I think of. I think of like kind of Regency period.
And that's where it's from. It's like from kingdoms and things like that. And when you have the biggest room in the house, you are the master of the house. But the internet decided that it was from slave times, and they just took it and ran with it. So now you are not woke if you say master. So which I double down. I always say master. So I have no problem. Like if it was from like slave times and it was offensive, yes. But like, we just don't get to be offended because we're offended. Like,
I mean, slavery is kind of a downer.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Wait,
what do you get? Wait, what?
If I can hire someone to work for me for free, I'm doing it.
I don't think it's hiring at that point, sis.
If I can kidnap someone to work for me for free and it was legal, I'm no better than
you really are on Wayfair.
What?
I said you really are working for Wayfair.
I'm no better than an old white male. I know that about me.
Girl.
And let me see a girl with a good butt. I'm like, damn, okay. I'm staring too. I'm joining the men.
I'm afraid of where this is going. Anyway, bye. No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine if we signed off?
Tell me about your mom.
Oh, no. So I was just like, oh, God. I don't know if your mom does this.
If your mom does it, my mom does it.
Oh, right. They share a brain. But my mom is like, and also like literally every time I feel like either of them learns a piece of information, they get on the phone and tell it to the other one. And then it's Bible for them both. So
they read like the craziest thing on Facebook and then they call each other. And then y'all, me and Michael do this thing. I don't know if we've told y'all before, but we will randomly like make something up and then see how long it trickles. The line of telephone from like my mom to his mom to him back to me.
Surprise! Ron calls us and asks us both, "Hey, why are your moms talking about? Or why are our moms talking about this?" So I was grocery shopping with my mom, and my mom gets like she'll like watch a show or read a book or something, and it'll change her like perspective on like my family's always been health freaks. But
I have to interrupt you because just saying your mom in grocery store, I don't know what you're about to say, but I know exactly where this is going because it has trickled down to my mom.
It is so annoying because she'll be like, oh, well, like she'll read that like red dye is bad or something. And then like every time, like everything I pick up, I took her grocery shopping with me. Everything I pick up off the shelf, she's like, oh, what's this? Like, let me look. She's immediately turning around, reading the ingredients. She's like, oh, Michael, like this has like paraben number 5, like mambo salsa, a little bit of Jessica on the side. And I'm like, you fed me fucking Happy Meals as a kid. Like that was dog food. What are you talking about red dye? Like this red dye 40? Like, literally, come on.
So your mom got my mom on this, and it is really when she comes over. I feel like most moms like come and like check if the house is clean or something. She's like in my pantry, like looking at the labels, and she's like, "Oh, stevia, not good.
Yeah,
I'm not drinking this." And I'm like, "Well, good. I didn't want you to drink it." And also, you fed me Oreo O's for breakfast.
Right. Remember how Dad literally worked for Coca-Cola, and like that was all we fucking drank. This brown poison that is so good.
It's my mom like literally acts like she's like the healthiest queen ever, and then now she's like anti-restaurant. Mind you, I was eating like freaking Pop-Tarts, and my mom will be like, "That I didn't do that. I didn't make it up." Like
I love your mother.
Oreo O's for breakfast. I know for a fact I did. Anyways, the other day she calls and she was talking about how she went with whoever to Cracker Barrel, and I said, "How was it?" And she said, "I mean, you could just tell it was like not fresh. It was just like out of the microwave." I said, What did you think was happening?
Yeah, well, yes.
Do you think it came out of its barrel? Like, what? And I'm like,
where's the barrel of crackers?
Yeah, she's like, well, chain restaurants.
That's you.
Like that. And I was like, yeah, like that. What? And get off the high horse. Like, what? But also, I went to Cracker Barrel because she gave me a hankering. Triggering? I've not been to a Cracker Barrel in probably 6 years. I want to tell you this menu. So we all know Cracker Barrel's already kind of like giving like racist.
Slavery? Yeah, like speaking of slavery.
No, I don't really give in to the whole like race situation, but if I was full on black, I probably would not eat a Cracker Barrel because it is insane. But hold on, I had to pull up the menu and literally tell you what is on this menu.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
I was like shocked. And I feel like this is somewhere that you like, if you took someone from the UK to Cracker Barrel their first time coming to America, they'd be like, yep.
Do you get those Welsh people on your For You page that like travel to America and like you get all 4 of their POVs like on your For You page, but they like go and eat at the craziest, like most mid restaurants and they're like freaking out?
No, but
they're like triple dipper. Oh my God. And they're like all like squirting all over each other.
Okay. The Cracker Barrel's Country Boy Breakfast, Grandpa's Country Fried Breakfast. Wait, where's another one? Okay, maybe it was just the one that I was at, but it was really like the craziest names. It was like Uncle Mike's Big Boy Breakfast. And then it was like Grandma's something, like
Grandma's hoof sugar. Come over here and suck on these corns.
It was insane. Like literally insane. And I was like, first of all, this is breakfast. Why is everyone eating this much? Like you don't need 7 pounds of sausage at the breakfast table.
Right.
You don't need a barrel of maple syrup coming to you.
Didn't we have a crazy breakfast when we were in Vegas? Was it Vegas? It was somewhere.
Yes, we went to, not sponsored, Hash a Go-Go.
Yes.
Which is known for their like crazy over the top breakfast. And I was late to that breakfast because I was at the hotel room eating my In-N-Out burger from the night before in my bed, in the comfort of my own bed.
So speaking of healthy eating, my mom's obsessed with these geographic regions called blue zones, and you know, like shout out in Italy where they have them. But the people who like basically just like live and those super relaxed lives and eat like this really fresh food, they live into their like hundreds. And I'm like, Ma, I got maybe like 25, 30 years left max. Like I don't want, not because I'm unhealthy, because I don't want to be on this fucking mortal coil anymore. Like I don't want it. What do you want to be 120? You're going to be in diapers. You're not going to know where you are. Like, hello.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Also, something else my mom does that I feel like is common, and it's really just a generation like gap and like how they're used to getting around, like when they had to like Lewis and Clark it places and how we do. But I travel obviously back and forth between Nashville and Atlanta a lot. And I'll call my mom and be like, hey, I'm on the way. And she's like, oh, are you taking Interstate 36? I'm like, girl, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, she gets like offended. She's like, you don't know? And I'm like, I'm taking whichever way the GPS is telling me.
Right.
No thought is going into this. And besides, I put in the address of my end location, and then wherever the blue line tells me, I'm going. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, you need to know. I don't need to know. Well, the names of these roads are not my business.
Right. Isn't it crazy how much we do today that would be considered magic like 200 years ago? Like what we're doing right now?
Well, you know what they need to fix on the map is when it tells you to go straight. I was going to do that.
Go forward.
No, it's like go straight for 300. Like, that's the plan.
Do not turn for 60 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
You told me to move the car off of this road. I'm not doing it. So why don't you just give me the step that's going to come after this one?
Crazy times we live in.
Can we talk about celebrities we hate? Because this brings me up to one that I cannot stand, even though I used to watch her show like every single morning. Drew Barrymore. I like never liked her, but have you ever watched her show?
No, I'm not over. I will say I did get caught in the rain one time. You know that video where she was like outside laughing in the rain and she was just like, heal your inner child. I did that and it low-key did awaken something within me. Oh,
that's weird because one time Michael and I took an Uber Black. Literally, I'm not joking, from one end of the block to the other end of the block because we could not get wet.
It was really funny. Also, do you remember? So we went to that Mexican restaurant. It was like 2 p.m. on a Thursday. And that table of baddies next to us. First of all, the restaurant is huge and empty. And there are 2 tables of people there. One is Christy and myself. And the other one is, I don't know. They were like, there was this group of youths that were throwing ass in a circle, a square, trapezoid, icosahedron, all over that fucking restaurant. I wanted to be on their level.
They were celebrating like graduation or something, and they're all like chugging their mimosas, they're taking shots. It's a group of girls, and it's
2 p.m. on a Thursday. Yeah, they're also like Bluetoothed to the speakers in the restaurant,
which is the most Atlanta thing ever.
I love it.
Well, I was explaining to Michael when we were there, I said, this looks like a really good time, but as a former girl who used to drink mimosas and take shots at the same time, I can tell you that this night is going to end in absolute freaking disaster. 2 of the girls are going to break up with their boyfriend. 2 of the girls are going to be fighting with each other. 3 of those girls are going to be crying, and one of them's going to be throwing up in a corner somewhere. It never, ever, ever goes well when you involve bottomless mimosas. Ever.
Beer before blunt, serving cunt. Blunt before beer, feeling fear.
Wow. Okay. So that was an outro, if I've ever heard one.
Yes.
Well, Michael, do you want to sing our song?
I did at the beginning.
Yeah, but you also sing when we leave.
Oh, I don't know if there's a good one I should sing. Oh, have you listened to Eusexua at all? Okay, so that I'll leave you all on this note. That little FKA Twigs. I finally got around to listening to that album. It's a cute little album. She's got like some good bops there, but also some of that freak shit that I like. So,
was that the song?
What?
Was that the song?
Yeah. All right.
Sing us, Michael.
I don't know. No, I don't want to. I'm not feeling. Rise and shine. Love it.
Love it.
What does this sound like?
Michael, that was disgusting. I feel like that's what you were doing after Wine Wednesday or Monday or Sunday, whatever day it was.
Oh my God. I get like loaded and then I like send the craziest text messages to people.
Yeah, I got a lot of pictures of feet last weekend that I was not wanting.
All right. Well.
All right. Time to act like a mummy and wrap this up.
Time to head like a fetus and head out.